Good evening, everybody. Welcome to 3 News at 9. Appreciate you being with us. I'm Jeff Blindford.
And I'm Brenda Teal. Again, thank you for joining us this evening. A nearly 30-year-old Louisiana murder case finally comes to an end. In just the last few hours, the state of Louisiana carried out its first execution in 15 years, and the first using nitrogen gas.
KTBS 3's Jonathan McCall is live at the Louisiana State Penitentiary at Angola tonight, covering the execution of Jesse Hoffman. And Jonathan, I'm sure on some level it had to be a very somber evening.
This entire execution, and they tell us that they were...
Indeed, it was for a number of reasons, Jeff. Brenda, good evening from Angola. You know what? After weeks of legal maneuvering from the legal team of Jesse Hoffman, including a last-minute appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court, death for Jesse Hoffman coming at 6:50 tonight by way of nitrogen gas, the very first time that this method of execution has been used here in Louisiana since lawmakers approved it last year. Let's show you some video of what we were able to learn about how this scene all played out. According to prison representatives along with media witnesses, 7 people were able to watch this all unfold. Hoffman declined to make a final statement, also declined a final meal earlier today, but did have a spiritual advisor inside of the execution chamber with him. Media witnesses say that he was laying flat on a gurney with a mask covering his face, that mask giving him oxygen, basically suffocating him while he was administered oxygen. Starting at 6:21, again, he was declared dead at 6:50 this evening. Prison officials say the execution went as planned with no major issues, and in recent weeks, lawyers for Hoffman tried to stop the execution, saying the use of nitrogen gas was cruel and unusual punishment and against his religious beliefs. In a statement, one of his attorneys said that the gas was an untested and inhumane method, so controversial that nearly every state bans it for euthanizing animals. In 1996, Hoffman kidnapped, robbed, raped, and murdered Mary Molly Elliott in St. Tammany Parish. In 1998, a jury sentenced him to death in the death of Elliott. Also tonight, we heard from Louisiana Attorney General Liz Merrill, who said that today justice was served for Molly Elliott.
Molly was brutally and mercilessly raped and murdered. She was only 28 years old. That was nearly 30 years ago. Tonight, justice was served for Molly Elliott and for the state of Louisiana.
And just last month, Merrill announced a moratorium on executions ending here in Louisiana. And tonight, we did ask her, members of the media asked her how many more executions she is planning now that this has been carried out. She wouldn't give a specific number, but did say that all that she and Governor Jeff Landry are doing is simply following the law.
Justice has been delayed for these victims and their families for far too long. I, along with my office, remain committed to ensuring that justice is carried out in all the death penalty cases.
That's how state corrections officials...
Right now, 55 people are now on death row after today's execution. And again, Attorney General Liz Merrill says that she is now working to clear a backlog of a number of cases, death row penalty cases, to make sure that they are brought to their final conclusion as a result of that years-long moratorium lasting for a number of years, more than a decade now. But again, we'll have the very latest, and this story is still developing, and a lot of folks still commenting, and we're still getting reaction from today's news, including a statement from the husband of Molly Elliott and more reaction from those connected with Jesse Hoffman as well. We'll have that part of the story coming up for you tonight on the news at 10. But for now, we're live outside of Louisiana State Penitentiary in Angola. I'm Jonathan McCall, KTBS 3 News.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. We appreciate that. Well done.